Hello and welcome to our special broadcast here for Bharat at Paris Paralympics that brings you reports, analysis and exclusive interactions on India at Paris Paralympics. Well, the opening ceremony is scheduled for tonight in Paris, and with this, many doors will open for Team India to create more number of records and many firsts. So let's get started with this special broadcast. The city of Paris is all set to host its first ever Summer Paralympic Games in a grand opening ceremony. With its strong contingent ever at the Paris Paralympics, India is also all set to create a new record this time around. DD India's Abhishek Prasad brings you an overall preview of India at Paris Paralympics. Take a look.
Paris is all set to host 4,400 para-athletes as the 17th edition of Summer Paralympics is all set to kick off with a grand opening ceremony. The ceremony will again take place outside the confines of a stadium, with athletes parading down the famous avenue, culminating in a celebration and official opening of the Paralympic Games at the iconic square in front of thousands of spectators. Around 4,400 athletes from 184 delegations will lit the stage in Paris over 15 days. A total of 549 medal events will take place across 22 sports, a big increase from the inaugural Paralympic Games in 1960, when just 8 sports were on the schedule. A total of 164 medal events are there in para-athletics and 141 in para-swimming, which are the two biggest sports. India is sending their largest ever contingent of 84 athletes. Javelin thrower Sumit Antil and shot putter Bhagyashree Jadhav will be India's flag bearers at the opening ceremony. After debuting at the Summer Paralympics in 1968, India has been a regular participant since 1984. The 2020 Tokyo edition marked India's most successful campaign to date, with the country finishing in 24th place with 19 medals, 5 gold, 8 silver and 6 bronze. Before this, India had accumulated just 12 medals across all previous Paralympic appearances, with 4 of each color. At Paris, India is set to make a significant leap in its representation. In Tokyo, India sent 54 athletes, which has now expanded to 84 athletes in Paris. A number of reigning Paralympic and world champion will be in action, from shooter Avni Lekhra, Krishna Nagar to civil servant and para-badminton player Suhas Yatiraj. Two-time Paralympic medalist Maria Panthangavelu and Nishad Kumar would want to replicate their Tokyo success. From Tokyo silver medalist Bhavina Patil to debutante archer Sheetal Devi, the athletes are ready for the big stage.
अपने देश की तरफ से प्रतिनिधित्व करना एक बहुत बड़ा गौरव की बात होती है, तो बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है। यस, टोक्यो पैरालंपिक्स गेम्स में मैंने सिल्वर मेडल जीता था। इस बार भी मैं अपना बेस्ट देना चाहूँगी।
4 साल से मैं इसके लिए मेहनत कर रही हूँ। लास्ट टाइम मैं 2021 में ट्रायल नहीं दे पाई थी क्योंकि मेरी परफॉर्मेंस इतनी अच्छी नहीं थी, तो उसके बाद मैंने पूरा डिसिप्लिन में रह के पूरा अपना डाइट प्लस ट्रेनिंग पूरा प्रॉपर अच्छे से करके अब मेरी परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी आई है और मेरा इधर पैरालंपिक्स 2024 में सिलेक्शन हुआ है।
मैं मेरी पूरी कोशिश करूँगा कि मैं मेरा जो मेडल है उसको डिफेंड कर सकूँ, मेरा जो गोल्ड मेडल रहा है टोक्यो का। और हाँ, कोशिश पूरी यही है कि मैं अपना बेस्ट से बेस्ट दे सकूँ, जैसे कि मैं हर बार देता हूँ। और इस बार भी मेरा यही है कि मैं कॉन्फिडेंट भी हुई मेरे गेम को लेकर के। बस बाकी जो भी सिचुएशन है, बाकी जो भी कंडीशंस है, वो सब आगे जाके पता पड़ेंगी पेरिस में कि कैसा कोर्ट है, कैसा क्या है। सो आई विल ट्राई माई बेस्ट कि मैं दोबारा से अपना मेडल लेकर के आ सकूँ।
At the Hangzhou 2022 Asian Para Games, 303 athletes participated across 17 sports and brought home a record 111 medals, the most India has ever won at an international multi-sport event. With a mix of seasoned champions and promising newcomers, the Indian para-athletes will strive to make a significant impact in Paris. A record number of 84 Indian para-athletes will step up to set a new medal record. As these champions get ready for another battle of their life, the world will watch their heroics unfold. With cameraman Uttam, this is Abhishek Prasad for DD India.
Paris Paralympics will also feature 84 Indian athletes, which is a significant increase from 54 Indian athletes who participated in Tokyo 2020. Now, let's take a look at top Indian medal contenders at the prestigious Paralympic Games.
Avni Lekhra, parachuting. Avni Lekra made history at the Tokyo 2020 as the first Indian woman to win Paralympic gold. She excelled in the 10-meter air rifle SH1 event and also won bronze in the 50-meter rifle 3 positions SH1. Lekra's continued dominance in shooting is highly anticipated as she returns to defend her titles in Paris. Sumit Antil, Para-athletics. Sumit Antil, the gold medalist in the men's F64 javelin throw at the Tokyo Paralympics, is a 2-time world champion and holds the world record in his category. Antil's exceptional form and previous successes make him a leading contender for gold in Paris Paralympic Games. Manish Narwal, parachuting. Manish Narwal clinched gold medal in the mixed 50-meter pistol SH1 event at the Tokyo Paralympics. His sharpshooting skills and previous accolades place him among the top competitors in Paris Games. Krishna Nagar, para-badminton. Krishna Nagar secured gold in men's singles SH6 at Tokyo 2020. His exceptional performance and previous successes make him a strong candidate for a medal in Paris Paralympic Games. Sheetal Devi, para-archery. At 17, Sheetal Devi is a rising star in para-archery. She won gold in the individual compound and mixed team compound events at the 2022 Asian Para Games, and her strong performances make her a strong contender for the Paris Paralympic Games also. Suyash Jadhav, para-swimming. Suyash Jadhav is prominent para-swimmer, won gold in the 50-meter butterfly at the Asian Para Games. He will compete in the multiple events, including the 50-meter freestyle and 100-meter backstroke, aiming to build on his past successes. Narayan Singh's report, DD India.
Well, this is not the first time that Team India is all set to create many records, but India has seen a glorious history when we talk about India's participation at different Paralympics events. Now it's time to take a look at what records and many firsts that India has edged in the history of Paralympics across different editions. To begin with the year 1972, it was Murlikant Petkar, the India's only and first Paralympic gold medalist in the 70s. He created many records. So he bagged a gold medal in the 1972 edition of Paralympic Games with a world record timing 37.33 seconds as well. Moving on, the next big achievement came in the year 2020 for women's sport when we talk about, because it was Deepa Malik who secured a silver in women's shot put F53 event, becoming the first Indian female athlete to bag a medal for India in Paralympics event. Moving on, now let's talk about another great player who has scripted history for India at Paralympics, Devendra Jhajaria. He holds a record of earning most number of Paralympic medals across different editions of Paralympic events. If we talk about his achievements, he's bagged gold in men's javelin F44-46 category back in the year 2004 at Athens Paralympics. There are more number of achievements. In the same event, he bagged a gold medal at Rio Paralympics in the year 2016. And moving on to the year Tokyo Paralympics, he bagged a silver there at Tokyo Paralympics in 2020, which was organized in 2021. Another great player for Team India is Avni Lekra. Avni is the first Indian female Paralympian to bag a gold for India at a Paralympics event. Moving on, now let's talk about another great achievement, Harvinder Singh. Harvinder Singh, the Indian player, becomes the first Paralympian to bag a medal in the sport of archery. And with this, he opened the account of archery, bagging a medal for Team India at the Paralympics event. He did so in Tokyo 2020, which has been the most successful stint for Indian contingent at any Paralympics event. Bhavina Patel, she bagged a medal in table tennis event, and she became the first player to bag a table tennis medal, being a woman in any Paralympic event for Team India. She bagged a silver in the last edition of Paralympic Games, which was Tokyo 2020 Paralympics edition. Another great player is Sumit Antil, and Sumit Antil bagged gold at Tokyo edition of Paralympics in the year 2020, setting a new world record also with a throw of 68.55 meters. So it is not Neeraj Chopra only who's bagged gold for India in athletics at Olympics, but Sumit Antil has also exploited his winning streaks when we talk about athletics and Paralympics. Another great player is Manish Narwal in shooting. He not only bagged a medal but also created a record in P4 mixed 50-meter pistol SH1 shooting event, bagging a medal for Team India in the sport of shooting of this category at the Paralympics event. And another one is Nishad Kumar. He bagged a silver, and he also holds the Asian Games record in men's high jump in T47 category for Team India at Paralympics event. And with this, he also set a new Asian record with a leap of 2.07 meters to win a silver in men's high jump category at the Paralympic event. He did so in Tokyo Paralympics. Moving on, Praveen Kumar, he also set a new Asian record with a leap of 2.07 meters to bag a silver medal in high jump category in Tokyo edition of Paralympics. And also the last one, if we talk about, was the IAS officer who is Suhas Yatiraj, who also happened to bag a medal at Paris Paralympics 2024. So Suhas Yatiraj is the first civil servant to win a Paralympic medal. So this makes the entire country really proud when we talk about India's achievements and the records they have created, along with the many firsts India has scripted at different Paralympics editions. So this boosts the confidence of the Indian contingent going into 2024 edition of Paralympics. Well, Indian para-badminton player Manu Joi is now upbeat about her chances for the Paralympics. She's all set to appear in her maiden Paralympics, and she is confident. She further thanked the Indian governments for their support in uplifting para sports in the country in an exclusive conversation with DD India correspondent Abhishek. Let's take a listen.
So call her an engineer or an advocate for the rights for people with disabilities or a world champion. We have with us Indian para-badminton player Manu Joi with us. Mansi, this time a large contingent of Indian para-athletes going to the Paralympics. So how do you see this?
I feel honored. I feel like everybody's going together this time, so it's like almost a half of a flight together. It will be great. I think it will be fun.
How's your preparations in particular for this?
My preparations have been at the top. I've been working very hard for this game since last 1.5 years. Asian Games, World Championship all together. So satisfied with my preparation.
You have been advocate for the rights of people with disabilities. So how important is to support this cause?
I think para sports or Paralympics as an event, a multi-sport event, opens up a lot of opportunities and doors for people with disabilities. And this is because this is a multi-sport event. Many people will, and all eyes are on para sports right now. So I think it creates a lot of awareness, a change in mindset of people. And especially in a country like India, where we see women, for parents of girl child who have been very protective of especially people with disabilities, I feel it's an opportunity for everyone to go out and play a sport, be fit. And I think being a person with disability, being physically fit is our first priority.
Last question, how do you see the support of government and SWAYAM India, that is the accessibility partner?
I think SWAYAM India is doing a great job. In terms of government support, it has been incredible. I would like to thank Sports Authority of India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Paralympic Committee of India, and actually everyone for the support.
From losing a leg in a fatal accident to becoming an inspiration for all para-athletes, Manu Joi's journey is nothing less than a roller coaster ride. At Paris, her eyes will be set on a gold medal. With cameraman Uttam, Abhishek Prasad for DD India.
And to discuss more on this, I'm joined by Mr. Gaurav Khanna, who's a Padma Shri awardee and para-badminton coach. He's joining us straight from Paris, going for the practice right now. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us right now. Now, India is all set to represent the country at Paris Paralympics. How strong do you think is the contingent? Can we maintain that double-digit consistency?
Yes, it's the para-badminton made a debut last time in Tokyo Paralympics, and this time we have many experienced players with us. If you talk on para-badminton, there are 13 players now, and out of them, 5 have already the experience of participating in Tokyo Paralympics, and there are 8 other ones. But altogether, it's a very strong team, and we are very optimistic and hopeful of getting, that we already said, double-digit medal in para-badminton itself. However, as a contingent, it's a 84 members contingent, and all players are having a very strong presence at the international scenario. So we are very optimistic to have a good number of medals when we come back to India.
And also SL3 category has been added this time, and Manu Joi will be vying for glory other than other top players who are there in the contingent. What do you think of badminton's chances overall?
Overall, because the SL3 category has been added, it's Manu Joi and Mandeep Kaur. Both have been world number 1 at one point of time. So our presence altogether in SL3 is really strong as far as India is concerned. However, we have to face some good contestants from China and of course African countries. So that is one of the things that we have to take care. But we have done well, and we are optimistic to go through and bring laurel for the country.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. We wish you all the very best and the entire contingent the very best for the upcoming Paris Paralympics. Moving on. 19-year-old Avani Lekra earlier made history at the Tokyo Paralympics 3 years ago when the Jaipur girl became the first female athlete to win a gold for India at the Paralympics. She was just 19 then. Now, Avani Lekra sets her sights on another gold at Paris Paralympics. In an exclusive conversation with DD India correspondent Narayan Singh, Avani appreciated the facilities provided by the government to the Indian athletes.
Paris also. So how the preparations are going on?
Thank you so much for having me. It is very nice to go to my second Paralympic Games. I'm very excited, and this time I will be participating in 3 events, so I'm focusing on them, and hopefully when I go there I'll win medals for my country.
Definitely you are the champion in the Tokyo Games, and now you will defend your gold there. So how difficult to defend a medal, especially the gold medal in the event like Olympics, Paralympics?
So when you go to this big platform for the first time, there is nervousness, and you want to go there and win medal. But the first time when I went there, it was more like to gain experience. And when I went and I won a gold, I definitely feel that there will be a lot more expectations from me, from the country, from myself also. But I'm not taking that, something which is stopping me from performing the best that I can be there, or from focusing on my process. I would just want to take this as a motivation, so I'll just go there and leave all these things behind when I go to the lane, and will only try to focus on my process and take one shot at a time.
Talking about the facilities in the sports right now, we talked to the coaches during the Paris Olympics. They said that the facilities is at par with the developed countries, especially in the games village, in the Paris Games also. The coaches, the support staff is saying that the Indian athletes have the better facilities than that of US and Europeans. So do you see a change in the Indian sporting arena considering the facility they are getting right now?
I definitely feel that we have improved as a country from last time, and I see a lot more inclusion awareness for able-bodied as well as Paralympic athletes, and government is supporting a lot. And I think this time when I'm seeing there, like for shooting, we have seen a lot more gain in the number as well. A lot of people are participating; they're also getting inspired. So I think we are going the right way.
So right now the Indian sports is going in the right way, and the way Avani said that they are getting immense facilities, and definitely the way she had trained, she has practiced, we are hoping that she will defend the gold she won in the Tokyo Paralympics. With camera person Kamlesh, Narayan Singh, DD India, Delhi.
And now it's time to hear from the superstars of the world who are all set to compete at Paris Paralympic Games. They not only shared their excitement but also opened up about the kind of opportunity it presents to them.
This is going to be a party like nothing else. It's going to unite people across the whole world. It's going to expose a diversity with a positive attitude, and attitude that gives hope, and examples on differences and how you can solve different situations.
Knowing that it's going to get better every year, so we're going to step up. We stepped up from Rio. These are the games that I know. We stepped up from Rio. We stepped up from Tokyo. We are so visible, and I think Like, we need to see it as like a challenge to make it even better. We need to see it as a challenge to make it more visible for other people. And if everyone is like along on that journey, then we can make it grow as athletes as well. So hopefully we can see it as like a challenge as well to hopefully make it even better for the next one.
Now, US Paralympic athlete Hunter Woodhall said he hoped his performance on the track would speak for itself after a hard period of training. Take a listen.
The gold medal, of course, that's a big goal. I mean, I won 4 of them, 3 in the long jump, 1 in the relay. Yeah, and I hope I can defend the title. That is definitely the biggest goal. The world record, well, it's quite a big job to do it here. But of course, I mean, we want to jump as far as possible.
I think one thing that we've really focused on this year is not having any expectations. I mean, this whole year has been incredible. Training has gone really well. I've taken a lot of risk and relearned so many things, running the best I've ever ran. So I'm just going to go out, have a good time, enjoy the moment, be in the presence of an incredible crowd in Paris 2024, and just do my best. And the result will speak for itself.
Now, speaking on the preparations ahead of the opening ceremony, the International Paralympic Committee's president, Andrew Parsons, said that Paris Games will be a turning point for the Paralympic movement. More than 1.75 million tickets had already been sold ahead of the opening ceremony of the Paralympic Games, which will run until the 8th of September.
For many reasons, I think, of course, the Paralympic movement has become more relevant than ever before, but also because of the ambition of the Paris 2024 Organizing Committee. In many areas, they are innovating, and we are part of that. And probably the sport that people are going to see in the field of play is better than ever before. We are evolving as a sport movement. So I think, yes, it will be a before Paris and after Paris for the Paralympic movement.
And to discuss more on this, I am joined by DD India correspondent from Paris, Ross Cullen, and also DD India correspondent from New Delhi newsroom, Narayan Singh. A very good evening to both our correspondents. First of all, Ross, coming to you, how is Paris preparing for the opening ceremony today?
Well, there has been 7 years in the planning and the making for the Paralympic Games since Paris won the bid to host the Olympics and the Paralympics, and we are just hours away now from the opening ceremony of the Paralympics here in the centre of the French capital. In the last few minutes, I've heard quite a lot of drumming taking place because it does seem that we are going to be in for quite a show this evening. The final rehearsals going through the motions now this afternoon to get everything in place for the parade on the Champs-Élysées, and then the ceremony itself in Paris's biggest square, Place de la Concorde, which was used during the Olympics for the urban sports like BMX, the skateboarding and the break dancing was also held there. So we've had a lot of preparations in place now for the opening ceremony, and then the sporting action gets underway on Thursday.
That sounds really exciting. Coming on to you, Narayan, excitement is building for Team India. Also, Sumit Antil and Bhagyashree Jadhav will be the flag bearers for tonight's opening ceremony. What sort of expectations are we having from the Indian contingent at Paris Paralympics, Narayan?
Deepika, if you talk about the Indian contingent, there are huge expectations from the Indian contingent, considering the fact that it is one of the, we can say, the largest Indian contingent in the Paralympic Games. And we saw in London, India won 1 medal, in Rio 4 medals, and the last edition that was in Tokyo, India won 90 medals. It shows the decent improvement in the Indian Paralympic scenes. And also last time there were 54 athletes, and this time it swelled to 84, and this shows that about the para sports, the Indian government is very serious about it. And second thing is that they are getting immense facilities. A large number of players, the contingent in the Paralympics, are the part of the top schemes. And also this shows that our athletes are ready to shine at the global stage. And we know that we have the players like Sumit Antil. Whenever there is on the track and field, he always creates a world record. Last time he won the gold medal, and he again created the world record at the Asian Games also, Asian Para Games. And again, we are hoping that he will continue that trend. Avni Lekhara is there, and many more names who can definitely, we can say that this time around we will win more than 25 medals, considering the performance, the form, and the kind of hard work our athletes have done.
Teams are putting indeed their best foot forward to perform at the best of the level, but Paris organizers are also doing so. Coming on to you, Ross, how Paris is trying to make it green Paralympics this time?
The organisers wanted to try to halve the total number of emissions from London, Rio and Tokyo. In the Athletes' Village, they have tried to increase the use of vegetarian food, decrease the use of food miles, so try to have as much food coming from as close as possible to Paris. No single-use plastic. Also water fountains around the city to encourage the athletes and the spectators to bring reusable bottles with them. And also the equipment that's been used in the Olympics and the Paralympics has been bought, but not just for the Games, with the legacy in mind. For example, the volleyballs that to be used in the volleyball during the Olympics and the sitting volleyball during the Paralympics will be in use for the Games and then be donated to sports clubs around the country. The sand that was used in the beach volleyball stadium, that iconic stadium next to the Eiffel Tower, has been removed after the Olympics and will be donated to 4 different sports clubs to construct 4 different beach volleyball courts. Now, that stadium also was so famous for the riotous atmosphere, the festival feeling, the DJs playing during the beach volleyball. It's now been converted into the arena for the Paralympics for the blind football, which means it's a completely different feeling. The crowd will have to be silent during play so the players can hear the bell which is inside the ball they use for that sport. So there have been adaptations and there have been some changes, but overall there is that ambition from the organisers of both the Olympics and the Paralympics to be as green as possible.
That is very innovative as well as inspirational. And coming on to you, Narayan, you were also there to cover the Paris Olympics and been there. What sort of learnings do we take back when we talk about organizing an eco-friendly and green games for any sporting event, Narayan?
Deepika, a fantastic attempt by the Paris Organizing Committee to make these games as one of the greenest games ever hosted by any country in the world. We saw that different technologies were used, especially in the Games Village where ACs were not there, in the venues also. Rather than going through the conventional techniques, they tried the cooling effect through the groundwater. If you take a look at the temperature of the ground in Paris is around 7 to 8 degrees, while the atmospheric temperature, the temperature of the atmosphere is around 30 to 36 sometime around. So it was very difficult to take that temperature from 30 to 20s, but it was very easy from 7 degree, 8 degree to maintain that temperature to 18 degrees. So such sort of technology was used and many logistic was used. The traffic was reduced during the Paris Games, and also the 95% of the infrastructure was already in place, and they made stadium in such a way that they can be just, we can say that reused after the events also. They can be shifted to somewhere else. Also, we can say there were temporary venues also there. So most important thing is that they tried, but in some cases we saw that it was not totally it is feasible to go for the 100% green games, because as we saw, the ACs were sent from India in the Games Village for the Indian contingent. Also many during the venues also, during the matches also, the players faced the heating. But all in all, a great attempt by the Paris Games Organizing Committee to make them one of the greenest games ever.
All right, thank you, Ross, and thank you, Narayan, for joining us and bringing us a rounded perspective on how Paris is putting their best foot forward to make it a great event and how the 3 teams are preparing for the mega event. And that's all for our special broadcast here for Bharat. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika Mehta, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching this special broadcast. Cheer for Bharat at Paris Paralympics. Namaskar.